Ahoy, ahoy, YouTube modeling community. It's the Lazy Eye Modeler here in the Worthy Workshop. This is another addition to the Ford Truck Month build. And as you know, I'm building the Minicraft 1931 Model A Ford pickup. Now, as some of you know, I'm kind of a Ford guy. And I do own a 1931 Model A Ford. It's a four-door slant windshield town sedan as opposed to a pickup, but anyway, I do have experience. I've been a member of the Model A Owners of Canada for over 25 years now, and so through all those years I've collected quite a bit of reference material. If you're doing a bone stock build, a factory stock build, then you can never have too many references if you're wanting to do it correctly. You know, if you're just having fun with it, that's great, you know, but if you're doing it correctly, one of the best ways to do your favorite factory stock car is to connect with clubs that pertain to that car. So in this case, the Model A Club, whether it's MAFCA, the Model A Ford Club of America, or MARC, the Model A Restorers Club in the States. The Model A Ford Owners of Canada we're chapters of each of those clubs. Anyway, it's great if you can hook up with clubs like that because they have the information you need to do a restoration correctly. In this case, the Model A clubs, this is a joint Model A judging standards for restoration and restoration guidelines. They use this when they have meets. They're quite serious about how accurate their restorations are, and so they produce this guide for judges, and then you can buy it so you know what the judges are looking for when you're you know, restoring your Model A. But as model builders, we can still benefit from this information. So I'm just going to show a couple of examples here in this restoration guide, or this could go on forever and ever, and I do that as it is. Here's an example of the brake system and what they look for. There's a whole section here. You can see this whole thing is done in sections. So it's what they're looking for in the restoration process. There's the brake cross shaft, because as you may know, Model A Fords and the Fords right into the early 40s, or 1940 I believe, used mechanical brakes. So they had the brake cross shaft and rods going to the rear wheels and to the front wheels, and you pressed on the pedal and the rods pushed and they caused the you know, the brake shoes to expand and do the braking. There's also back here a shaft, and that's your emergency brake. So there again, there's two rods going to the rear wheels, and that's, you pull on the emergency brake lever and that will lock your back wheels for when you're parked. As far as I can see, the kit has the bar across for the emergency brakes, but not the brake cross shaft as we saw here. This brake cross shaft that goes under the cross member here, that's the main braking system, and I don't think the kit has that. I haven't started working on the kit, but from looking at the instructions, I can't see it. Now another section here is all about colors that the vehicles could be painted. And right here is the list of colors that commercial vehicles could use. By 1931, there was quite a selection for commercial vehicles, pickups, sedan deliveries, that type of thing. Whereas cars had more limited color selections. So let's just back up here a minute. If I can find my find my car, and that's, sorry for bumping the camera, that would be right here. And I have a choice. If I were to paint my car and want to be uh, accurate, historically accurate, it'd be Ford Maroon, Brewster Green, which is what my car actually is, Chicle Drab. Isn't that a fun sounding color? Kiwani Green, or black. So there's very little choice for somebody with a four-door slant windshield town sedan. But in the instance of our pickup that we're building here, there's, I'm not going to count them, but you can see in this list here, there's quite a few colors. Now the other thing that comes in handy is to have a paint guide, such as this, the Model A Ford Paint and Finish Guide. And it gives you a very good representation of all the, or most of the colors that were available back in that time period. And so there's 3 pages of colors here. Some of them, like the apple green here, they're mainly for trim or wheels. In 31 they started getting a little more colorful. It used to be you could only have black wheels, but by 31 you could have your wheels in apple green or Tacoma cream, vermilion red, and so forth. And the same with the pinstriping. The pinstriping would have been the same, apple green or Tacoma. And there's some of the other colors. There's the vermilion that would have been used for, you know, a striping, or, you know, the pinstriping or wheels or whatever in 31. So this gives me a lot of flexibility for building my truck, because I can choose from a great number of colors, because commercial vehicles were available in a great number of colors. And I don't know how I'm going to choose, but also in the community there's a lot of other source of information. I could go on forever, but here's just a basic story of the new Ford car, and it's basically what came out in 1929 when the Model A first came out. So it's a neat little guide that doesn't help me any, because these are strictly, or 1928 Fords, I should say. I was wrong when I said 29. There's all kinds of restoration manuals, and here again, this one gives me the different colors and whatnot. These various things also tell me the colors that the chassis, all the parts, nuts and bolts and everything. It will tell you every color you need to know to do a restoration on a Model A Ford. And there are other great books out there. There's Henry's Lady. This is well, at this point I've had it a long time, so it's an old book, but it was a book done back in the 60s, I believe, originally. And then Ford Model A Color Upholstery and Production Facts book. And then the legendary Ford Model A. This is actually one of the more recent books, although it goes back to the late 90s. And just an interesting fact here, in 1927, Ford dealers received a telegram saying, starting early production, entirely new Ford car, announcing Thursday new model, superior design and performance to any now in low price car, light car field. Stop. Mr. Henry Ford states new model recognizes that present conditions make further refinements in motor car construction desirable. Stop. New model has speed, style, flexibility, and control in traffic. More costly to manufacture, but more economical to operate. Stop. Model T will continue important part of factory production for 10 million owners requiring replacement parts and service. Stop. Give no information about details until you receive a plan for your part and supplying the basic description. So that's the the Model A came about. I have, like I say, many more books I could parade in front of you, but I'll be using all these in the construction of my Model A, because, like I say, there are some things that I know are missing, and my ability to fabricate stuff is not the best, as we saw, well, over a year ago now, when I was trying to fabricate a car to bring down to Acme with me, the 57 Ford Del Rio. I had a bright idea that didn't turn out because of my ham-handed efforts. But I'll see what I can add to this Model A. It may not be too much, but hopefully we can make it more accurate. One of the things I should have put stickies in these books, but one of the things I had mentioned, I don't know if we can see it here, but there's a cowl band that goes across here with the two running lights. That's not appropriate for a stock Model A pickup of that time period, especially with the cloth roof like that. So I'll be clipping the lights off and painting that cowl band so it matches the body, whatever color I go with. The radiator cover, it should be black. And actually, I don't think it should be multi-piece. The cars were multi-piece. I don't think the pickup ones were. I'll probably just glue it together and paint it all black. And the back part of the headlights should be black too. The rings that hold the glass in should be chrome or nickel, but the back end should be painted. So we'll be following that as we do our build. And that information is in one of these books. I did confirm it. Anyway, that's all for now on my research for building my Ford truck for Ford Truck Month. And we'll see you tomorrow, and we'll start Ford Truck Month. Take care, guys. Bye now.